everybody, and welcome to another edition of NFL Football Picks. I am your host, Chris, along with co-host Joel, co-host Phil, and co-host David. We're going to go into Week 6. Week 5 was another interesting week. There was a lot of games out there that was more upsets. It's been a wild, tumultuous NFL season, which is a good thing since we didn't think we were going to have a season. And the first game we're going to talk about is Carolina and Atlanta, which we're starting off split here as Phil and Rhonda, who was not able to join us this week, has picked Carolina Panthers, while Dave, Joel, and myself picked the Atlanta Falcons to get the win in the Georgia Dome. Indianapolis, the winless Indianapolis Colts are facing the #1 defense in the NFL now. The Cincinnati Bengals has been a surprise team, as myself and Phil, along with Rhonda, picked the Cincinnati Bengals to win. Dave and Joel says Indianapolis is going to pick up their first win this weekend. First game we're going to talk in more detail about is the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to San Francisco, where this sudden boost of offense came against Tampa Bay. Still like the surging Detroit Lions in this one. It's going to be close, but I'm going to take Lions.
Sports wars can get pretty intense. Stay cool.
Sorry about that.
I really don't care. Both of them are terrible.
An undefeated team and a 4-1 team are terrible.
Both of them are terrible. Both of them deserve to be disbanded. San Francisco put on a hell of a game on, so I'm gonna give them.
Our apologies. Our comic relief for this segment will be David.
Dave is taking the place of Alex this week, who's unable to join us as he ventured elsewhere to North Carolina. So we decided to get a black one. But as you can see, he said they're terrible. So, but San Francisco plays well, you said, right?
Yes, San Francisco played well last week, and Detroit is always terrible. So, and just give you San Francisco on that one. Because Detroit really doesn't score; they just walk around the field and tackle people.
Okay.
They don't score much.
Who doesn't score much?
Detroit, they don't score much.
That's amazing. Detroit Lions.
I mean, that's not true, but
Detroit Lions.
What happened?
The Detroit
Watch the
Lions
game Sunday?
averaged 31.8 points a game. 31.8 points a game against the San Francisco 49ers,
You
who
know that's the first game that they won without having to come back from, right?
They're terrible. San Francisco's better.
Okay.
It's my
we need
opinion.
to make corrections when
31.8 points a game the Detroit Lions gets, and you said they don't do anything to walk around.
They don't.
Okay, well, let's see if they do anything this weekend as they play the San Francisco 49ers at home, I might add. If the season will end today, both these teams will have a first-round bye. Of course, Detroit will have the #1 seed. San Francisco will be the #2 seed in NFL. So this is a very interesting game. It could be an NFC Championship preview. I don't think it's going to be an NFC Championship preview because I think San Francisco is going to lose momentum somewhere down the line. But they're going to end up going to the playoffs. I think Detroit's going to take this one, though.
that's it. Okay.
Who's going to dominate?
Detroit is going to dominate. Actually, they're coming on with a new coach. Well, I mean, he's a pretty good new coach, but I think Detroit is going to take them back to reality, especially since they're playing at home. Detroit's going to do some good things this week and show everybody why they are for real. And like I said, my pick before the season, Defensive Player of the Year, Ndamukong Suh, who will be the Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's going to show up and make his presence felt. That's all I got.
All right. Well, everybody picks Detroit to win that one except for San Francisco because San Francisco plays a little bit better. But both teams are not good. That's an amazing one. We always have an interesting special guest. You might be the most interesting one there. All right. Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh looks like they're making a come around, and I think most people at this table might have to agree because everybody picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the worst offense in the NFL, Jacksonville Jaguars. Cleveland and Oakland. That's another game where the entire table agrees that the Oakland Raiders is a little bit too powerful for the Cleveland Browns to stop. Next game we're going to talk in detail about the Buffalo Bills are going to stay in the same state but different city. They're going to the New York Giants. They're going to New York to face the New York Giants.
Yeah, so
Giant Stadium.
Ooh. Guess this would be a tough one if Eli Manning wasn't still throwing his usual 3 interceptions. See another high stat game. He can't do it himself. Like Victor Cruz made some amazing catches, and then in his attempt to make an amazing catch last week, he gave away a pick 6. So while those mistakes are still there, I'm gonna go with the consistent Buffalo Bills.
New York all day. No Miami's.
Both teams are
New York.
The New York Giants or the
yeah.
Yes, New York Giants.
all day?
All day.
104 completions out of 164 attempts for a 63.4% quarterback rating.
Who is it?
This is Eli Manning.
That's good.
11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Eli Manning was actually number 3 all the way until last week when he had a game where he went true to form. This week he plays a very competent and confident Buffalo Bills who's actually been running through a lot of competition before they faced the Philadelphia Eagles last week who almost humbled them in the game. Buffalo wouldn't get away with them next time they actually face the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, which they won't. However, the Philadelphia Eagles showed that Buffalo is not a perfect team, which, like I said, since they're not undefeated anymore, has already been proven. I think the New York Giants, however, is not a team that's going to be able to stop the Buffalo Bills because I think Buffalo's going to rebound off of that. And I think, if Joel will forgive me, I'll use his word, dominate the New York Giants on Sunday.
Wow.
Well, I have to disagree with Chris. I think the Giants are going to pull this one out. I think Buffalo gave a lot of effort versus Philadelphia. I think they're a little bit worn out. They've overachieved in a lot of ways, and the New York Giants are going to take them back to reality starting this week. I'm not saying Buffalo's not going to make the playoffs, but I definitely think they're overachieving, and yes, they're going to lose this week against the Giants. Let's get it.
Definitely gonna lose.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, let's go on to the next game. I'm a little confused by that one. New Orleans. This is another game. Everybody picked New Orleans Saints to beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Tampa Bay went back a little bit with their loss on Monday. Minnesota and Chicago. Everybody picked Chicago to beat the Minnesota Vikings this week. It seems like we're not disagreeing on a lot.
Even though I love the Vikings.
All right. The dynamic Philadelphia Eagles are going to Landover, Maryland, FedEx Field to face the Washington Redskins in a game that a lot of eyes are going to be on this weekend from the state of Pennsylvania as well as the city of Washington.
Whew. Philadelphia's 1-4. 1-3, 1-4.
Philadelphia's 1-4. Thank you.
Dream team.
Philly's out of contention for the World Series. It's been a bad week. It's still a tough one because before Washington's defense can get into a rhythm, it could be 21-zip. Philadelphia's still just beating themselves with their own mistakes. I'm going to go out on a limb and hope that they continue their trend of beating themselves and let Washington squeak this one out.
So you're picking
I'm picking Washington, yes.
Okay.
Philly all day. No doubt about this. He has to win this. I think it's going to be in rare form. It's going to be a man on a mission. He's going to score 2-3 touchdowns. He's going to run 100 yards. It's going to be like nobody else is on the field. And Cure. Seconds, my motion.
Let me tell you something. This is going to depend whether or not Philadelphia is going to win the game. Philadelphia is a very complete team. They are still the number 2 offense in the NFL. Number 2 or number 3, I can't remember right now. They're still number 2 or number 3 offense in the NFL. They get it done. Their rushing offense is number 1. They get more yards per game rushing than any other team in the NFL. The problem, they get more yards rushing on them than almost any team in the NFL. Number 30, only 2 teams are worse than them right now. Washington has a lot of weapons that can run. That's going to be the downfall. They can get that run defense together, they can beat the Washington Redskins. a team I'm really surprised to say is a very good team and a playoff contender. If they can't stop the run, they will lose. Good thing is they're going to stop the run. Why? Because they're 1-4. They can't go 1-5. I don't remember the last time they went 1-5. They're in the bottom division. They need to turn it around. This is the week to do it. I'll say it every week till they win. This is the week they need to do it. They're going to defeat their rivals, the Washington Redskins, on Sunday.
Okay. I picked, unfortunately, the Philadelphia Eagles in every week, starting from week 1 through week 5? So now in week 6, I'm going to continue to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. And as a Redskins fan, I hope that the Philadelphia Eagles let me down again. But, dang, I don't want to pick the Eagles at all, but I just have to. And it's mainly because of Rex Grossman. Rex Grossman is a very bad quarterback. According to ESPN.com, he's ranked 21st in their new total QBR quarterback rating system. He's a very bad quarterback, and getting a little emotional right now, but let's just say I don't really like him.
I couldn't tell.
This is gonna.
I could not tell you didn't like him.
It's gonna be a turnover-laden game.
I am not a very big fan of Rex Grossman.
Really?
He is the Achilles heel of this team that is holding this team back from greatness. They have shown a lot of work ethic, but Rex Grossman is fat. He's worthless. He's useless.
He's fat.
Yes, he is fat. And he needs to be off one of these teams.
He has a 58.0 quarterback rating. He's 83 of 100.
58.0, that's not good at all.
83 of 143. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Okay.
So is that good or bad?
I'm sorry, that's his percentage.
Middle of the
I'm sorry, that was his percentage. His rating is, let me see if I find it because he's the number 22 rated quarterback. It's 78.7.
That is just not going to get it done.
He had Colt McCoy, Kyle Warren, Joe Flacco, Alex Smith, Matt Cassell, Chad Henne, Sam Bradford, unfortunately Donovan McNabb, Blaine Gabbert, and Kerry Collins.
Those are some not very good names that he is ahead of. So I think my point has been proven. Rex Grossman.
You should
suck.
Bradford. Yeah, sure.
That's what I have to say about that.
It's scary because I think that what you were saying with Grossman, he has the ability to fire up the secondary that Philadelphia has. Like, I can totally see Osmond finally getting another pick, Samuels getting a pick, and Cromartie getting a pick. If they keep the game on the ground and just, hey, watch it, run the ball 50 times. You got 3 good running backs. Just run the ball.
Rodgers is 14 of 2.
Rex Grossman, shut me up this week, please. Please. You need to shut me up this week.
Rex Grossman is the ultimate substitute. He is not to be blamed for your dumbass owners who shipped Donovan McNabb off after one.
I don't want him either. I want Jason Campbell back.
Jason Campbell, who was trying to have Oakland do something, but he's actually rated above Rex Grossman. 114 of 178. But his quarterback rating is lower. It's 70. No, it's 84.3. I'm sorry, it's higher. It's 84.3. But he's 6 of 4. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
And he was some shit when he was in Washington.
Oh, yeah, right. He was the
system, man.
He was some shit.
Huh?
He's talking about he was some shit. I'm saying that was system.
He was some shit.
How was he some shit?
He was some shit when he was
okay,
here.
He's done for more yardage.
He went to Oakland.
I think I changed subjects, but
right.
he was. Actually, his passing rating was better his final year with the Redskins than that right there.
He was actually pretty good the final year. Your offensive line was like Philadelphia's offensive line now.
He's had way more
Washington's offensive line has always been terrible.
Way more.
It is just, it's okay this season.
It's better though.
He
might be able to do more this year if he was there.
I gotta bring it down for a second though.
Yeah, ain't got nobody to throw it to anyway.
We're talking a whole lot about Washington and Philly.
I just had to let that off my chest.
Well, we feel good that you let that off your chest. Apparently, I missed a game. The St. Louis Rams and the Green Bay Packers. 5 guesses, which everybody agreed on. The Green Bay Packers to defeat the St. Louis Rams.
Why you forget it?
Oh my gosh, man! I didn't even think about that game.
Yeah, well,
that is gonna be,
not a lot of people do.
Green Bay is gonna trash.
Aaron Rodgers has thrown for 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating of 122.6. Aaron Rodgers has been amazing. Only person that comes close is Tom Brady, who threw for 14 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Those 6 interceptions came pretty much from one game where he threw like 3 or 4. In the last game, Miami versus the New York Jets. 5 people picked the New York Jets to defeat Miami. Miami's going to continue to be winless, according to our opinion. Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens.
I got Baltimore having the defense to contain Houston's offense. Another thing, just don't let Flacco give the game away. Give it to Ray Rice. Let Ricky Williams run a little bit. I'm picking Baltimore.
Where they playing at?
Baltimore.
Baltimore's gonna win that.
Any particular reason why?
Baltimore's at home. They got that crowd energy. Flacco's gonna step up there, you know what I'm saying? Throw them deep passes. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna start running the ball. And Houston has no answer. All they can do is run the ball back at the beginning. Defense is too good for that.
No, okay. You ever looked at Houston play? They have a pretty decent offense.
They don't.
Their offense is 7th in the league.
That's your fantasy.
Their offense is 7th in the league. Baltimore's rushing is 9 in the league. Their defense is number 3.
Baltimore has a good combination of defense.
You also mentioned Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco hasn't done very well. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Look, I'm telling you how it's going to go Sunday. Deep throw, run, celebration.
Let me tell you why Baltimore's going to win this Sunday. Baltimore's not going to win this Sunday because they're an overall better team than Houston Texans. I think Houston has the capabilities to defeat the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore's defense is going to keep them in the game. But the will that they have is going to have them win the game because they know that on their heels they have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are not on top of that division solely. They have to keep the momentum going, and they're going to continue that being at home with the Baltimore Orans. And I don't care if any Baltimore fans are looking. Baltimore Orans are going to cheer them on to defeat. Baltimore probably will lose another game to they face the Pittsburgh Steelers again.
Didn't they beat?
Is Andre Johnson still in?
Didn't they beat the Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
He is still injured, yes.
Is he out or is it day to day?
He's out.
He's out. Yeah.
Didn't they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, they creamed.
All right, Joe, what do you think?
I have a newfound hatred for Baltimore. It's growing now. Based on some comments about Baltimore Ravens fans, I actually used to be a supporter of the Ravens, but based on their hatred for the Redskins unnecessarily, I am starting to hate the Ravens now. But I will pick Baltimore in this game against Houston. Houston has a lot of injuries. And, dang, am I really picking Baltimore right now?
You are, just like everybody else. Everybody pick Baltimore. We have a lot of games.
Andre Johnson's out in the area.
I'm not going to change. I'm going to stick with Baltimore this week. Even though
the only person that is nicked up on that offense pretty much is Matt Shaw.
I don't know, Baltimore does some dumb stuff. Like, one game they look
they look
like
great.
the best team in the league. The next game they look like trash. So
Yeah, they have
you never know what
some
you're
bad
gonna get.
games. But I think they know that they have to stay in there. They have to stay in that hunt. I mean, let me see.
People say good Rex, bad Rex. I mean,
Good
good Baltimore, bad Baltimore.
Your hatred of Rex Grossman needs to like be under control, dog. He's your quarterback. Support your quarterback.
He's not my quarterback.
The Baltimore
He's
Ravens are
the
3-1. The Bengals are 3-2. Pittsburgh's are 3-2. And Cleveland Browns actually at 2-2. They're not that far behind. Baltimore needs this game. Houston, Bauer needs the game too because they're tied with Tennessee. Jacksonville and Indianapolis are just one game won between two of them. So
He's just getting beat up. I think they had a defensive injury recently too. Who was it? Mario Williams.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
yeah, some teams need to win just to stay in the hunt. Detroit and Green Bay is definitely going to come down to one of them. New Orleans has Tampa Bay on their side, but Tampa Bay, doesn't stay consistent either. San Francisco is well ahead of Seattle, so they can actually afford to lose a game. Buffalo and New England are neck and neck. Buffalo's actually number 1 in the division. So I mean, right now this season we're in an AFC. Buffalo and San Diego will be the ones in the AFC Championship, with San Diego getting home field probably. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this week goes. Last game we're going to talk about: Dallas traveling to New England. Boston. That's going to be a tough game. I really wish Alex was here, but of course you're his fill-in. To see how he will pick this game. That's a tough one for the Dallas Cowboys, who they also need a victory, as they are in 3rd place in the division, but they're only a game behind with a tiebreaker over Washington.
Interesting. Hey, this is really hard to pick. I think I'm going to go with the Patriots. Still have to see Tony Homo finding a way to make the game interesting, but let Tom Brady take it at the end. I think the Patriots will be merciful, only win by a touchdown or two. So I'm going with Patriots.
Hey, man, a lot of homophobia in there.
What? Just call Tony Homo? Tony Homo? That's not homophobia. I'm not homophobic. I have 5 gay friends.
This would be a slaughter. Brought to you by the boy
What boy?
Brady.
Okay.
Exclamation point, my boy Ochocinco. There might be a fat guy in there named
Does
Albert
Jared Johnson
Hainsworth
have a touchdown yet?
who might hit your boy Romo.
Albert Hainsworth isn't playing. His back is injured.
Major injury. I'd say Patriots probably get about 35. Dallas probably get 7, maybe.
They got a more healthy
That
Dez
easy.
Bryant. I think it'll be offensively.
It's
It'll
that
be
easy.
close.
It's that easy right
I agree with Phil. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than most people will give it credit for. But I do think New England's just going to take this one, hands down.
They're just time tested. They know how to win in the games. Tom.
Yeah,
Tony Romo just knows how to throw away a game if the pressure's all on him.
Yeah, Dallas will try and make it look like it's an interesting game, but in the end, they're going to fall to New England. We're just going to continue on until they play a team that's actually a little bit more worthy to play them, and it's not the Dallas Cowboys. So
There's no team that's worthy of playing the Patriots. None.
The Bills beat them.
No team. The Bills got lucky. Just like they got lucky last week.
All right. I hope New England puts down the Dallas Cowboys in a big way, especially because it's one guy from ESPN. I mean, ESPN has a love affair with the Dallas Cowboys in the first place, plus an old man named Skip Bayless who keeps talking shit about the Redskins, who is clearly a Cowboys fan. I just want him to see him cry on ESPN First Take this week. Huh?
it's kind of tough.
Oh, yes.
Calling out
Because
names.
he was talking a lot of trash about Chris Cooley in the last couple of weeks, and he's not on my good side either this week. So New England, please, they are my pick. New England will trash them. New England, which is 4 years ago, played Dallas and destroyed them like 48-29 or something, and that was a way better Dallas team than this team. So I mean, they have no chance. That is my guarantee pick of the week, is New England over Dallas.
With no dominating it.
No dominate. They will dominate them, but I'm not
There we go.
going to use that term. Well, I just did. But New England, please.
Okay, this has been a very interesting pick week. I think more so this week than any other week, we've had a lot more people agree. We all picked New England. Rhonda picked Dallas. Big shock there. But we've had a lot of games there that we all agreed on. We all agreed that Green Bay will beat St. Louis. We all agreed Pittsburgh will beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in their quest to go to the Super Bowl. We all agreed that Baltimore is going to beat Houston. We all agreed Oakland was going to beat Cleveland. We all agreed New England was going to beat Dallas. I'm sorry, Rhonda. We all agreed New Orleans is going to beat Tampa Bay. We all agreed Chicago is going to beat Minnesota. We all agreed the Jets are going to beat the Miami Dolphins. This should be a very interesting week because the winner is going to be determined by 3 or 4 games. Phil so far is still in the lead.
Really?
Yes, you are still in the lead. You're followed closely by Joe, who's followed closely by Alex, who's followed closely by me. But I am creeping by the end of the season, when Pittsburgh and Philly turn their seasons around, I'll be back on top. As I ride them, not literally for you gay people, I ride them and I support them, but they're not my teams because I'm an unbiased person who's watching football.
You haven't picked another team other than them yet.
Because they're great
That's
teams.
team.
They're the best teams out there. I don't sit
1-4,
here and say
3-2.
I don't sit here and say New England because nobody else can see New England. I don't see it. I'll say it. You say
Green
it.
Bay is the best team in the league.
Green Bay
by
is not
far.
the best team in the league.
Green
They
Bay
almost
is-
lost that game against Atlanta.
Yes,
They had to turn it on.
What does it matter?
They won by like-
They had to turn
They
it
won
on
by
at the
like-
last minute.
Did they win by like
Last
2
minute.
touchdowns?
They were getting their ass whooped for the whole
Atlanta
half.
scored 2 touchdowns in
Yeah.
the first quarter
Yeah,
and then scored again.
Yeah, and we're getting
What's my
destroyed.
Reds?
They got
How
back
did they get
there.
destroyed?
They got
Green
back
Bay ends
here.
up with
They
25
got back
I know.
here at
And what
halftime. Did a
is
little
my double
cocaine.
digits?
Came back out there and whooped that.
And what is Matt Ryan's record at home?
This
too?
guy.
Isn't it like 25-3? Now like 25
Anyway,
4.
Atlanta could have won that game.
Yeah, they could have.
The score,
But they did.
Could have if they would have scored 2 more
the
touchdowns.
score was 25-14, which is a
That is a
two
solid-
score lead. Atlanta scored the first quarter, the second quarter, shut out the third and fourth.
Yeah, that's not
Meaning-
dominating.
That they did not dominate the game. Now, if you want to know the stats, where I go, Aaron Rodgers was 26-39 for 396 yards and 2 touchdowns, where Matt Ryan was 18-32 for 167.
The first 2 quarters,
do you-
Atlanta
do you-
was.
Turner
What's
ran
going?
16 times for 56
Atlanta
yards.
was winning that game first 2 quarters.
Yeah.
It was 0-14.
Unfortunately for them, there's 4 quarters in every
Then
game.
somebody hit a little cocaine, came back out. Third quarter.
I mean, the bottom line is Green Bay is arguably the best team in the league because they're the Super Bowl champions. They go out there, they prove it almost every week. They are still undefeated. Aaron Rodgers is the number 1 quarterback in the league statistically. I mean, it's hard to argue against the Green Bay Packers, but I still say their time is coming.
Brady is the number 1 quarterback.
Statistically
NFL.
speaking, it's actually
I don't know where you get these statistics.
From NFL.
NFL.com is a one.
Sir.
They're pretty good.
Sir.
NFL.com is a great source. I mean, I could be wrong.
Let's check CFL.com.
Oh, actually, hold up. Passing yardage wise, it's Tom Brady.
The Twilight Zone had opened.
Then Drew Brees, then Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know.
But-
2 years ago, Matt Shaw threw for like
No,
2700
yardage wise, Tom Brady's thrown for 1,874. Drew Brees is thrown for 1,769, and Aaron Rodgers 1,721. Passer rating wise, Aaron Rodgers 122.9, Tom Brady 109.5.
Completion percentage.
Completion percentage.
Yards per attempt.
Completion percentage is Aaron Rodgers 71.7, Tom Brady
I
67.9.
want you
Things
to
actually matter.
Chris, I want you to look at the number. What does the number on NFL.com say? Tom Brady, number 1.
It does say
That's what it says.
It does say that.
It doesn't say
Okay,
who
click
got
that.
the bestest at these stones. It says
If I
number 1.
click rating, Aaron Rodgers is number 1, Tom Brady is number 2. Matter of fact, let's go. If I click percentage, Aaron Rodgers is number 1, Drew Brees is number 2, Tom Brady's number 3. Let's keep going. This is attempts per game. Drew Brees, number 1.
Okay, I think that's
Colt
that's a
McCoy,
little
Tom
bit-
Brady. Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers, man. Oh, he's down here.
Average.
Because he doesn't need to throw a whole bunch.
Average yards per pass. Tom Brady's number 1.
I ain't gonna give it to him.
Aaron Rodgers number 2. Oh, they're tied actually. 99.6. They're both number 1. Touchdown to interception rating. 14-2 and 14-6.
How do you have 2 number 1s and a number 3? What's going on?
Because they're tied for first. That means there is no second.
Seriously.
Anyway, that was another edition of NFL Weeks. A very interesting one. David, you are good. You might have to stay around stick and take over Alex's place. We do miss him though. And Rhonda was unable to.
For Alex's sake, what ranking is Mr. Romo?
Romo, depending on how you look at it, but if you go by, where were we at before?
Bottom of the barrel.
By yards,
That's the most.
Tony Romo
But you can't really count that because he had a bye week.
True.
is number 14.
Bottom.
God damn.
He has a 92.9 completion rating though, passer rating though, and he's 7-5. 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
That's very deep in
Michael Vick is 87, Ben Roethlisberger 86, so I guess it's not doing too bad. But anyway, for Dave, for the absent Alex, for the absent Rhonda, for the absent Eddie, anybody else who's going to join us the next few weeks, that's Phil, that's Joel, I'm Chris. Thanks for watching.